Stoy, go ahead.
Hello again and welcome to Dean Harvey Field on the campus of Vanguard University for Game 3 of the Golden State Athletic Conference Championship Series on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Today in Game 3, it's win or go home, sort of. For Ottawa University, Arizona, it's all or nothing in the truest sense of the term. With a record of 21-22 on the season, they must win today to advance to the NAIA tournament with an automatic bid out of the GSAC conference. Meanwhile, for Vanguard, a top 10 ranking would seem to assure them of an at-large bid into the tournament, regardless of the result today. But as Coach Rob Peck was quick to acknowledge, a loss here today can still have a potential impact on where they go and whom they play. So there is something on the line for both teams as we are set to get underway. Through a coin flip, it was determined that OUAZ will be the home team in Game 3 as Travis Aversa steps in to lead things off. Off-speed pitch over for a strike, and we're underway. It'll be Aversa, followed by Landon Riker and Aki Buxton. Not a lot of changes at all in the lineup for Coach Rob Pegg and Vanguard University. He'll stick with the lineup that he has been going with really for most of this season. No balls and 2 strikes quickly as Sandman is ahead. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, lifted into right field. It's shallow and it'll drop in. So a bloop single for Aversa. And the leadoff man aboard for Vanguard. One quick point to make about the conditions today. It does appear as though the wind is blowing steadily in from right center. And that is potential advantage for Ottawa University of Arizona, as was well documented in the lead up to this series. As a team, Vanguard hit an astronomical 73 home runs on the season. And it's a power lineup, and any potential detriment to that you can get if you're Ottawa University of Arizona, you'll take it. So potentially the win could be a factor. Aversa's aboard. That'll bring up Riker. He had a home run in the victory in Game 2 yesterday, in the first pitch in for a strike. Aversa and Riker all season long have been dynamite at the top of this order for the Lions. Swung on, lifted to right, moving back, and making the catch in front of the track. That was Celaya able to get under that one at the track for out number 1. Couple of changes in the field for Ottawa University as Jordan Hollins moves from first base out to center field, and Celaya moves from center to right. So it's Crockett, Hollins, and Celaya left to right in the outfield. 1 down, and the batter will be Aki Buxton. Tristan Thomas back at third, Adrian Salazar at second, Adrian Salazar at short, Kobe Tinsley at second, and Griffin Hagan in at first base. No balls and a strike on Buxton. And you see the all-conference selection for Aki Buxton, who had 13 home runs on the season. Just 1 hit in the series so far in the first 2 games. And that's real danger for Ottawa University. Just outside for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. The umpires today, Pete Saucedo behind the plate, Justin Havey at first, Rick Nurka at second, Scott Jones at third. As you get a look at Buxton. Skied to center and deep. Hollins at the track and makes the catch. So Buxton gives it a ride, but Hollins under it just in front of the 385 sign in center field. 2 down. That'll bring up Joe Johnson. Johnson, another staple in the middle of the order for Vanguard, came into action in this series batting .319 with 10 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Versa still at first with 2 down. And Hayden Sandman ready. Good breaking ball in for a strike. On the season, Sandman comes in with a record of 1-6 and an ERA of 8.04. And Mike, I got to tell you, as the breaking ball is in for Sandman, this sort of puts me in mind of another event that we cover, the 3C2A Baseball Championship, which is a double elimination tournament. And by day 3 of that tournament, you often go very deep into the rotation, and Sandman gets a call here in a very, very important game, arguably the most important game of the season. But after the doubleheader yesterday, he's on the mound and will try to get the spirit into the tournament. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Johnson.
Yeah, by day 3 of that tournament that you're referring to, we're also going in deep into our lineup. So
yeah, we don't have a very deep bench though. We're a small team. We're a small roster. Though we did see some guys come in and help us out, and we appreciate so much people who come in. Dennis was able to join us yesterday, and it was great to have Dennis back, bringing you some of the action in game 2. So we do bring some other people in. Yep, for the most part. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sorry, Mike, my screen froze, so if you could just update me on the count.
2-2.
Swung on and missed, and Sandman fans Johnson to retire the side. The leadoff single goes nowhere for Vanguard. No runs on 1 hit. We head to the bottom of the first. Scoreless. It's game 3. Vanguard, Ottawa, University of Arizona, the GSAC Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Bottom of the first inning from Vanguard University. Game 3 of the GSAC Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Garrett Molnar getting the start for Vanguard. He makes his 13th appearance of the season, just his third start, comes in with a record of 1-2 and an ERA of 4.71 in 28 2/3 innings of work. So much is the case with Sandman. It's Molnar in a big game on the bump for Vanguard, and he will try to close it out and finish off, well, this chapter at least of an outstanding season. Vanguard 36-14 overall, coming to action today. Ground ball to Aversa, and they just do get Crockett at first by half a step. Well, Aversa needed every bit of a strong arm to get the speedy Crockett going down the line. And great job on the shot, and you can see less than a half a step. And they get Crockett for out number one, and that'll bring up Celaya, who moves up in the order. And been batting cleanup for much of yesterday, but Coach Tim Montez will shake things up, and he goes after the first pitch and fouls it straight back. No balls and a strike on Celaya, who came into action this week batting .331 with a home run and 17 runs batted in. Did add another RBI in the doubleheader yesterday. Just outside 1-1 now on Celaya. Salazar waits on deck. Slider catches the outside corner. Now 1-2 on Celaya. Let's start to set the Vanguard defense for you. Buxton in left, Landon Riker in center, Grady Connor out in right, Omar Ortiz at third, Travis Aversa at short, Matt Land at second. In the dirt for ball two. Joe Johnson at first.
Looks like we have lost Jeff Stoynoff momentarily. 2-2 fouled back by Celaya. And we will wait to get Stoy back here.
Well, I'm still here, but my screen's frozen.
There we go. All right. That one popped up.
Popped up on the infield. Sorry, Mike. Coming back in. I have to kind of team up on this one as under it and has it for out number two.
Adrian Salazar.
Always a team effort.
And Salazar coming to the plate. What a year Adrian Salazar has had as a senior here at Ottawa University, and a guy in our short conversation with Tim Montez. For those who don't know, this is just the fourth year in existence for this program at Ottawa University of Arizona. Started in 2017. Salazar, who's been even in many areas. Adrian Salazar is going to start the record book here at Ottawa University of Arizona, and some of those numbers might stand for a while. He has had a great career in this fledgling program that makes their first GSAC postseason appearance here this year after winning the East Division by a game. Fly to right, Salazar retired. 3 up, 3 down for Molnar. We're through one. No score. Vanguard, Ottawa University of Arizona, SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And everyone, if you'd like to watch the rebroadcast of this game and the games from yesterday, games 1, 2, and 3 of the GSAC Championship Series, you can go to our www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. Also on YouTube, SoCal College Sports 1. Hit us up on Twitter if you like what you see, or have a comment at SoCal College SPO.
Left-hander Hayden Sandman ready to go. In the top of the second, he will face Omar Ortiz, Matt Land, and Grady Connor. For the Lions of Vanguard University, we're scoreless. You're in a deciding game 3 of this best-of-3 GSAC Championship Series. First pitch over for a strike. Well, 8.04 ERA on the season for Sandman, who makes his 7th start on the season and 15th appearance. But through a little over an inning plus, it's been pretty good. Ground ball to short. This should be easy as well. Salazar over to first to retire Ortiz.
Now coming to plate, number 4,
Especially when you consider,
Land.
Michael, that the one hit for Vanguard so far was off the end of the bat from Aversa, who was able to just muscle it out to right field for a base hit. But Sandman's looked good. Granted, it's only through 1 1/3. We're just underway. Perfect afternoon for baseball. Little breeze coming in from right center. Bunt attempt from Land and in for a strike. So no balls and a strike on Matt Land. Sandman from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Going back to, it's like a good slider. That seems to be the plus pitch.
Man, that didn't miss by much.
For Sandman, 1 ball and 1 strike on Land, who came in batting .280 with 4 home runs and 15 runs batted in, entering the series this week.
Playable.
Popped up foul territory, and Thomas will have room for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down.
Now coming for the Lions, number 1, Grady Connor.
And Grady Connor will be the batter. Connor entering the series came in batting .315. 12 home runs, 38 runs batted in. If you've got a chance against Vanguard, it's going to start with keeping the bats of guys like Buxton and Johnson and Connor, who have so much power, relatively quiet. And that breaking ball hits Connor. So a 2-out base runner. As Connor will head down.
25,
And that's where I get back to talking about the wind potentially being a factor today. It's both Johnson and Connor bat from the left side, and the wind appears to be blowing directly in from right field. And that may be all you need in one game. A little bit of help from the conditions. Fastball high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Isaiah Lee, who enters the lineup as the designated hitter. Did come on in game 2 yesterday, replacing Matt Land at second. But Lee gets his first start of the series here as you get a look at Connor at first, and Sandman pumps the fastball in for a strike. 1-1 on Isaiah Lee. Lee comes in batting .407 on the season. 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Just outside a ball, 2 balls and a strike. So this potentially a big bat to get back in the lineup for Vanguard. Connor away from first. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High for a ball, and now it's 3-1 on Isaiah Lee. Kevin Miser, the catcher, waits on deck. As Sandman has the sign. Another interesting thing in our conversation with Tim Montez just outside for a ball
Now coming to plate for Vanguard, number 11,
is talking about
Kevin
Dion Lee
Miser.
behind the plate and the leadership that he brings to this team. And interestingly, Tim Montez allows, Dion Reese behind the plate, allows Dion Reese to call his own pitches. He calls his own game behind the plate. So a lot of faith in Dion Reese and his ability to read situations and call the pitches for his pitchers, and says, if Dion wants to come to me and has a question or is in some trouble and wants my thoughts, I'll give it to him, but otherwise I trust him to call the pitches in the game when he's catching. So 1 ball and no strikes on Miser. This inning started out innocently enough. Ground out into pop out, 2 down, but then Connor hit by a pitch and Lee draws the walk, and now it's 2 on for Miser. Miser started behind the plate in game 2 and gets the call here again in game 3. Both he and Luke Arias share time behind the plate. They've done so all season. It's Miser who gets the call today in game 3. That one inside, and that catches Miser. So all of a sudden, control becoming a major issue for Hayden Sandman, and now they're loaded, and the dangerous Travis Aversa comes to the plate. This is not who you want to be facing in this situation. If you're Hayden Sandman, Aversa coming into the week came in batting .343.
Yeah,
3
Montez
home
might
runs,
be
18 runs batted in, and he's improved that number this week. He's now 5 for 12 in the series after the base hit.
Here
His
comes
first
Montez,
time up, so that average is going up.
Jeff, this
Sorry,
might
Mike,
be
go
it.
ahead.
No, this might be it.
Yeah, are they going to go with a quick hook here? Obviously, a lot on the line for Ottawa University of Arizona. They won the Eastern Division with a record of 9-7, but overall in 21-22. If they don't win here today, the season comes to a conclusion right here. They absolutely need to win this game today, whereas, again, we make the point that Vanguard, with a record of 36-14 and a top 10 ranking in the NAIA, they seem assured to get an at-large bid, so their season will go on no matter what happens here today. So, obviously, the stakes at least somewhat higher for Ottawa University of Arizona. So Sandman will be allowed to continue, and here is Aversa. And I think back to the top of the order here, that's a good visit from Tim Montez, and Dion Reese comes out, and Sandman starting to slip away from him a little bit, but you want to just settle him down because you're coming into a series of dangerous hitters right in a row. And just get him settled back on task, because this is an area where you can ill afford to make even one mistake. Aversa goes after the breaking ball, a swing and a miss, no balls and a strike. Well, it's a little surprising to see Aversa go fishing like that on a ball well out of the zone, but it speaks to that delivery from Sandman. It comes a little bit from the side. Tough for a left-hander to pick it up, and some good movement. The slider has been effective early on. Curve ball back through the box. It's a base hit for Aversa. Vanguard going to draw first blood with a 2-run single by Travis Aversa.
Number 3, Landon Riker.
Isn't that the essence of a good hitter? You can look kind of bad on a pitch, but when you're a good hitter, boy, the next pitch, he's patient, he's back, and he just rockets that one back through the box for a base hit. What a great adjustment by Aversa. And a 2-run single. And Vanguard breaks out on top here in the top of the second. And that'll bring up Riker.
Jeff, part of me wonders, I mean, did he look that bad on pitch 1 on purpose, give a false sense of security? I mean, it's amazing the turnaround. Right. I wonder what his dad would say. Joe would probably be like, there's no way he did that. And then Travis would be like, maybe.
Well, I'll tell you, if he took advantage of the situation, it wouldn't be completely unlike Ted Williams. That's a great Ted Williams story. But just talking about how there is definitely some gamesmanship, and I don't know if he intentionally looked bad, but maybe if he had the sense of, hey, this guy thinks that, he fooled me here, and he's probably going to come right after me here. You might anticipate on that next pitch and really be ready to go after something you like. And Aversa was right back in the box and was ready. 2 balls and no strikes quickly on Riker, and the situation becomes ever more precarious with each pitch.
Gapper.
Or Sandman ripped into right center. This will be extra bases. 1 run will score. Rounding third, they'll send the runner. Aversa will come home to score. 2-run double for Riker, and Vanguard pushes the lead to 4-0 here in the top of the second, and this was a no-doubter. this time from Landon Riker. I didn't get a chance to join Dennis on the call yesterday, but I know he would have appreciated how much I enjoy a good daily double at the top of the order, and that's what Aversa and Riker continue to be this series and all season. Takes me back to Dernier and Sandberg. But Riker rockets this one, and they continue to key this lineup at the top of the order. Back-to-back two-run hits. Vanguard now leads it 4-0, and here comes Aki Buxton. 1 ball and no strikes. It can happen so quickly with this lineup. This all happened after 2 were out here in the top of the second. Good breaking ball inside, and Buxton chops it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. After 2 were out, a hit by pitch, a walk, another hit by pitch, and then Aversa and Riker go to work. 2-run single and a 2-run double. And Vanguard with an early lead in this one. Another shot back through the box. Watch the runner at third as they'll wave him in. Here comes the throw from Hollins. He will score standing up. Buxton still running, ends up at second. So it's a base hit for Buxton, and Vanguard now leads it 5-0. Well, game 1 of this series went to Ottawa in what might be considered a mild upset after Vanguard had such an outstanding year. They win at 6-5, but since then, it has been all Lions. An 8-0 win in game 2, and now they get off to a torrid start here in game 3. A 5-run second inning, and with a visit to the mound, you have to believe that's going to be it for young Hayden Sandman, who will depart after 1 2/3 innings. And we will have a new pitcher for Ottawa when we return. Vanguard on top of OUAZ. 5-0 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Right-hander Tanner Fallon on to replace Hayden Sandman here in the second inning, and Fallon already making his second appearance of the series. He had a great stint in relief in the comeback win in Game 1, going 2 2/3 if my memory is right, 2 1/3 if my memory is right, before finally giving way to Quattrocchi, who came in to close it out with a dramatic double play in the 6-5 win in Game 1. Nonetheless, it was Fallon on the mound who was pitching well and holding the Lions at bay while Ottawa University, Arizona made the comeback for a 6-5 win. Back on here trying to stem the tide as the Lions have gone off here in the second for 5 runs on 3 hits, all after 2 were out. Joe Johnson, the batter, and it's quickly 2-0 for Fallon. And this was a concern of Tim Montez. It was interesting in Game 1, as that one is fouled back, that the bullpen did a tremendous job helping keep the Lions within range after Vanguard had grabbed the quick lead in Game 1, as Ottawa University, Arizona came back to pull off the 6-5 win. But the bullpen's been a concern for Ottawa University, Arizona all season long. They lost 3 pitchers that they expected to be significant contributors. Snap, throw down, and Buxton is back this season for various reasons, be it injury and the case of some family difficulty for another player. But 3 pitchers that they had intended to be big parts of their pitching staff this season were unable to play this year, and it is really called for Tim Montez to bring along some young guys and give them a lot more responsibility. And you hope that produces benefits down the road, as experience so often can. But it's been something of a trial by fire for a number of young arms for Ottawa University of Arizona. And Tim Montez of the feeling that, hey, we were going to need some strong efforts from the starting pitchers against a lineup this good. And it was not on the plan for Ottawa to be going deep into the bullpen early in the game, but they will have to do just that. It worked out for them tremendously in Game 1, and give all the credit to a number of pitchers for Ottawa University of Arizona. Ball inside, and Mike, I've got 1 ball, no strikes. Sorry.
1 ball, no strikes, and the runners move up second and third. Just a great jump from Buxton, and Tanner Fallon a little bit slow to the plate. Vanguard takes advantage.
As they have batted around and then some. Ortiz, who started the inning, as this one is ripped but foul. So ball and a strike. Sorry, Michael. Ortiz becomes the 10th man to bat in the inning. He led things off with a ground out in what seemed like a very long time ago. If you are a 1-1, still 2 runners in scoring position. So the danger hardly abates. This is a lineup that can put an awful lot of runs on the board. Lifted into right field and playable for Celaya. Back at the track, and the second inning is finally in the books, but not before. Vanguard puts 5 on the board on 3 hits. Heading to the bottom of the second, it's the Lions with a 5-0 lead. GSAC Conference Championship Game 3 on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
To the plate for Ottawa, number 9, Tristan Thomas.
Tristan Thomas starts things off, grounds over to short. And one pitch, one gone here in the bottom of the second.
Check.
Yep, I got you.
Okay. So quickly one out for Garrett Molnar, who has been staked to a 5-0 lead. Here as he works in the bottom of the second. Molnar off to a solid start. 4 batters faced, 4 retired. Now he'll work on Jordan Hollins. Hollins moves from first base out to center field. First pitch high for a ball. Hollins came into action this weekend batting .315, a home run, 19 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. Molnar blows the fastball by him. Hollins, one of the rare players that moves from first base out to center field. Laughing with Tim Montez as we talked, back through the middle for a base hit that you don't see too many guys that have that dual position. First base, center field. It's a short list, but it speaks to the tremendous athletic ability and versatility of Jordan Hollins, as he played center field for much of last year, but able to make the transition to first base to open up a little bit of room in the outfield for OUAZ. But still makes the move out to center field on occasion, especially to get Griffin Hagan in the game at first. So, bit of a juggling act. Hollins at first. First hit of the day for OUAZ, and that'll bring up Nathan Tarver. First pitch at the knees for a strike. Nathan Tarver, a true freshman. And Mike, I looked this up as I went back through the game log. Nathan Tarver, in his first game in college as a true freshman, as that one's in the dirt and blocked nicely by Miser, 1 for 1 in his first game with a home run. So first at bat in college. And Tarver goes downtown. Not a bad start.
Not bad at all. It's like an alley-oop dunk on your first field goal attempt.
Yeah, that'll get the confidence going, I would imagine. A ball
No
and 2
doubt.
strikes now. On Tarver comes into action in the series, batting .347. 4 home runs, 26 runs batted in. The 4 home runs easily leads the team. Tristan Thomas is second with 2 for OUAZ, and what an exciting prospect this must be for Tim Montez and the coaching staff here at Ottawa University of Arizona. As Nathan Tarver, a true freshman, just starting. And he had a great first season. Not a bad rookie campaign. 1-2. Goes after the breaking ball. Tarver down on strikes. 2 down. And Dion Reese will be the batter.
Number 3, Dion Reese.
That's just nasty from Molnar, and it's a good hard slider. Tarver couldn't lay off. Dion Reese will be the batter. Reese, a sophomore. A little trouble for Miser. Trying to handle this one. Looked pretty good. Was that called a ball, Mike?
Called the ball. I mean, that's right down the pipe.
Yeah, some definitely some drop action. Looks like a pretty heavy fastball for Molnar, although I think he might be varying it a little bit. I'd have to guess, but I think Molnar might be working with 2 different fastballs, because one looks a little heavy in there, and there's one that he seems to be able to throw a little bit more up in the zone that almost has a little bit of rise on it. So
let's look at the fastball here. I mean,
yeah, I mean there's some drop, but doesn't get the call. It's 2-0 now on Reese.
3-0 now.
way behind Reese came in, batting .295. No home runs, 10 runs batted in. Molnar gets that one over for a strike, 3-1. Talking about Deon Reese, I should say. Talked about calling his own game, and as you would expect, book on him is very confident.
Hit him.
Highly competitive.
Number 36.
Catchers are so often that way. Did get a pitch, so that'll go down technically as a hit by pitch. And Reese, another one that figures to be in the fold. He's a COVID freshman. So another nice prospect for Ottawa University of Arizona. Figure Deon Reese to be in the fold for a little while longer. 2 on, 2 out, and that'll bring up Griffin Hagan. Kobe Tinsley waits on deck. Hagan making his first start. In the series, came in batting .280, home run, 8 runs batted in. Well, the series started to turn around with a great effort by Brian Park, who came in and just shut down the Spirit after they were flying high with a victory in Game 1. And Park came in and did exactly what you'd want a stopper to do. Held them scoreless in an 8-0 shutout win for Vanguard overall, and now Molnar trying to pick up where they left off in Game 2. Slider outside for a ball, 1-1 on Griffin Hagan. Molnar from the stretch. Back to the breaking ball, and it's low. 2 balls and a strike. Hagan doesn't get a ton of starts. More often came on as a defensive replacement midway through games as they moved Hollins around. Hagan, an outstanding fielder at first base. Gives them a boost in the field. But here he'd like to do some damage with the bat. Ottawa University looking up at a 5-0 deficit as they bat here in the bottom of the second. The 3-1. Back to the screen. Payoff pitch from Molnar. Back up the middle, it's a base hit. This'll score 1. Griffin Hagan comes through with a big 2-out single to get Ottawa University of Arizona on the board. And also breaks the schneid offensively after they had been held scoreless in Game 2. So working on a streak. 10 innings, which they had not scored a run. Really 11. So OUAZ creeps a little closer. The 2-out single by Griffin, and it's now 5-1. Tinsley, first pitch swinging, fouls it away. No balls and a strike. On the senior Kobe Tinsley. Came to Ottawa University, Arizona from Glendale Community College. Popped up, foul territory, over near the dugout, and Johnson's going to run out of room.
Glendale,
no
Arizona?
Balls, 2 strikes.
Or Glendale, LA?
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right, Mike. I think it's Glendale, Arizona. That would make more sense. Kobe Tinsley from Scottsdale originally, so good catch. Not bad from a guy who's, you know, producing and directing the game. Could still fact check me on my geography. It's pretty good. 0-2. On the right side, that's through for a base hit. So Tinsley delivers the 2-out single, and now it's 5-2.
Number 1, Jerry Crockett.
Oh, this is an impressive bounce back after what you'd have to figure was a pretty demoralizing top of the inning. 5 on the board from Vanguard, but back-to-back 2-out RBI hits for Griffin Hagan and Kobe Tinsley. And it's a ball game again at 5-2. That'll bring up the top of the order Jared Crockett. Fastball outside for a ball. Well, we talked in the first inning that after the doubleheader yesterday, both coaches would have to go a little bit deeper into the pitching staff. A rocket back up the middle for Crockett. This is a base hit. This will bring home another run. On his way to third is Tinsley, and he'll make it. And now it's 5-3.
Now pitching the plate, number 27, Elijah Salea.
And that'll bring up Salaya. Meanwhile, Crockett on that play, might have caught on the shot there at the tail end, that Crockett alertly on the throw to third was able to take second. So the score is 5-3, and now a base hit here from Salaya could potentially tie it up. And you'd have to think with 2 outs and Crockett having good speed at second that if Salaya can come up with a base hit here, we're looking at a tie game. Salaya's 0 for 1. He popped out his first time up. And Molnar, who had been cruising, suddenly in all kinds of trouble.
Both teams trading crooked numbers here in the second. Molnar needs to put
and
out the
this
fire.
shouldn't come entirely out of left field if you just take a cursory look at the numbers. Slow roller in the hole. It's cut off nicely by Ortiz, and he is able to get Salaya at first to retire the side. This is a ball that could have been trouble, but watch Ortiz range to his left. That's a big play. I don't think Aversa is going to have any kind of play if he has to make that play in the hole. 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors, 2 left on base. We're through 2. 5-3 Vanguard. GSAC Championship Game 3 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Land, Connor, and Lee due up in the top of the third. 5-3 Vanguard. 2021 Golden State Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the line here in Game 3. 1 ball, no strikes on Land. He popped out his first time up. Tanner Fallon working into his second inning, and the fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, the job here for Tanner Fallon, similar to Game 1, comes on with his team trailing, and he has got to do his best to keep Vanguard as close as possible. The Ottawa University of Arizona Bats did pick up in the bottom of that second inning. 3 on the board on 3 consecutive 2-out hits. But they still trail at 5-3 as the Lions carry the lead. Swing and a miss, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matt Land. Let's watch the high fastball from Fallon again. Just so tough to catch up to a pitch. Up around eye level. And yet so hard to lay off. Foul ball out of play, 2-2 on Land. Matt Land, out of Eugene, Oregon. In his second year, but fielding offers at the D1 level already. Goes after the breaking ball, and he's down on strike. So 1 down as Fallon gets Land.
Now batting for the Lions, number 1, Grady Connor.
That'll bring up Connor, hit by a pitch his first time up. And Fallon working from the stretch with the bases empty. Again, the cutter and Connor, I believe, offered at the pitch. Either way, it's called a strike. And yeah, that's a great angle. Not by much. And I'm not sure Grady Connor is entirely convinced, but the call goes as a strike. 0-1 on Connor. Big swing and a miss, and now he's in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. When they talk about local, they're talking about Grady Connor. 5th year in the program, literally grew up across the street. His father, a former trainer for Vanguard University. Sky high, left side, Crockett over near the wall, and it's out of play. So Connor's still alive. No balls and 2 strikes. And unsurprisingly, Grady Connor in his 5th year, very much a leader on the team. And Rob Pegg so impressed with Grady Connor as a high character guy. On a team of high character guys. But Grady, one of the real leaders. Breaking ball inside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fallon ready, kicks and delivers. Called strike 3.
Now stepping up to the plate for the Lions.
And that, to me, Mike, I can't be sure.
That's right down Broadway.
Yeah, that looks to me like Tanner Fallon throws what looks like a cut fastball. It definitely works back inside to right-handers.
Definitely some movement for sure.
It's got some good movement on it, and it's giving the Vanguard hitters a lot of trouble in this series. Again, he had a good stint in the Game 1 win. Breaking ball misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes on Isaiah Lee. Well, in the second inning, 5 runs happened all after 2 were out. So if you are Tanner Fallon, the job's not done. It's 2-0 now on Isaiah Lee. He walked and came around to score his first time up. 2-0 pitch. Shot back to the screen. Two and one out of Isaiah Lee. On Isaiah Lee, I should say. Out of Calvary Chapel High School, Santa Ana.
Oh.
Inside, 3 balls and a strike. And you could see on the shot there that there's some wind out there today.
Potential gapper.
It's starting to gust. Lifted into left center. And Holland's able to track it down to retire the side. Let's take a look at the replay. Long run for Jordan Hollins. He covers a lot of ground. 3 up, 3 down in the third. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Vanguard leading OUAZ 5-3. GSAC Championship Game 3 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Adrian Salazar will lead things off for OUAZ against right-hander Garrett Molnar. He'll be followed by Tristan Thomas and Jordan Hollins. 3-4-5 due up. First pitch fouled away by Salazar. No balls and a strike. He flied to right his first time up. Salazar now 2 for 7 in the series. At the plate, Salazar, a senior out of Raymond Kelly High School. No balls and 2 strikes quickly. Came in batting .329 with no home runs, 28 runs batted in. He's in a hole now, 0-2. Molnar ready. Tried the slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes, on Salazar. Popped up in back of third, and it's Aversa who will take charge for out number 1.
Now batting number 9, Tristan Thomas.
Good start for Molnar in the third, getting Salazar. Now he'll go to work on Tristan Thomas, who grounded out his first time up. Briefly got to the story of Tristan Thomas in our coverage yesterday, and Thomas not available for the first half of the season, didn't get into onto the roster, I should say, until mid-March. Didn't have his first start until March 19th. 1 ball and no strikes, and Steve Montez so very impressed with Tristan Thomas and what he has brought to the lineup. Really solidified the position at third base. Took over that job, and he has come into this lineup and not stopped hitting since he got there. 1-1 after he goes after the high fastball. The numbers on Thomas came in batting .373. 2 home runs on the season. Popped up. Foul territory and out of play. 1-2. Tristan's nickname is Chip. I thought for a second about how that lent itself to Chipper, and I realized that that's probably not too complimentary, and then I thought, this is baseball. I figure, with a guy like Chipper Jones, might be the one area where the nickname of Chipper would be 100% compliment. But in any event, goes by Chip. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Thomas. Wave and a miss at the breaking ball from Molnar, and Thomas down on strikes. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the third. So after the hiccup in the second, Molnar seems to have found his bearings once again, getting Salazar and Thomas, and now it's Jordan Hollins who had a base hit his first time up. Good breaking ball in for a strike. No balls and a strike on Hollins. Numbers on Hollins tell an interesting story as well. Started out the season slowly, and you wonder as he made the adjustment from center field to first base and was called on to make the change. He was 5 for his first 30 at the plate. But since that point, he's gone 29 for 78, which is an average of 372. So once he got going in the early part of the season, called strike 1 and 2. Hollins has really picked it up. Been a big part of a good second half for the Spirit. 1 and 2. Molnar has the sign. Kicks and deals. Again, looking for that outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Hollins.
Well off.
Yeah, I think it's an effort there on Molnar to sell that, but he is going to have to be one heck of a salesman to get the call there. As that one was pretty clearly. A couple of those, I think you and I, Mike, would agree that we've been a little mystified. Looked like some interesting calls on a couple of pitches, but that one, no question. The ball was the right call. As again, it's Rob Saucedo, or I should say Pete Saucedo behind the plate. Thank you. So 3 and 2 now on Hollins.
Yeah, Miser, we talked about it yesterday, me and Dennis Ackerman. Miser and Reese just very good framing pitches.
Such a big part behind the plate. When you can do it, it can make a huge difference. As Hollins goes after that one, but does just get a piece. So Hollins still alive. I'd like to see Molnar just go right with the fastball here and challenge Hollins. 2 outs, bases empty. You don't want to walk him. Let him get something started. Went for the high fastball, but Hollins lays off.
Now batting number 16.
That's what you get for listening to me. Good job by Hollins, who was down in the count. Come back and work the walk. So a 2-out base runner. And that'll bring up Nathan Tarver. This is another reason that you wanted to go after Hollins if you could, is Tarver represents significant danger, the most home runs on the team. And now you keep the inning alive and bring up a dangerous bat, Nathan Tarver. First pitch, lined into center field, a diving attempt, but Riker can't come up with it. Pops up and gets it back in. Tarver stays at first. Let's watch the replay. This is a great effort by Riker, had a long way to go, and he nearly came up with the highlight reel catch. You watch. Can't quite get there. Just pops out. Hollins able to get to third. Tarver holds at first. So runners now at first and third. Still 2 out. And the batter will be Dion Reese. And you don't have to go very far to see that 2-out rallies and 2-out hits have been an overarching theme of Game 3 so far. Both teams have done significant damage after 2 were out at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes now on Reese, who has an opportunity to perhaps draw the Spirit a little bit closer. Reese hit by a pitch his first time up. 1 for 4 overall in the series. Lined into left. This is a base hit. Reese delivers yet another 2-out hit between these two teams. And now the score is 5-4. Boy, just when you thought the Lions in control with a 5 spot at the top of the second.
Coming in pinch runs, number 10.
Here
Daniel
comes Ottawa
Partida.
University of Arizona. And again, after 2 out and nobody on, in the bottom of the inning, a walk to Hollins, a single by Tarver, a single by Reese, and now it's 5-4, and it's Griffin Hagan, who had an RBI single his first time up. We'll try to keep it going. Slider on the outside corner, called strike 1. Molnar ready. On the inside corner, back to the slider. It's one of the rare times I recall seeing Molnar go to that breaking ball and work it back inside. And he does so to good effect there as he freezes Hagan. And now he's way out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. Molnar ready.
Call time.
It's a tough break. Yeah, he called time, and Pete Saucedo giving him time, giving him the call there, and Molnar is already thinking that he's on his way back to the dugout. Now Rob Peck's going to come out, and he'd like an explanation, and that's a great job on the replay, Mike. Thank you, and it really shows that call came in pretty late. I mean, I think that ball was even perhaps out of Molnar's hands. Let's watch here when you actually see the call. Now, we don't have the audio, so we don't know what the verbal call might have been before, but you certainly don't see any movement from Pete Saucedo until after this ball is well on the way. It's in Miser's glove. Gets Hagan anyway with the high fastball. But OUAZ, another run on the board on 2 hits. No errors, 2 left on base. We're through 3. Vanguard with a 5-4 lead. GSAC Championship, 3rd and deciding game here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Now to bat the catcher, number 11, Kevin Miser.
Miser, and then the top of the order, Aversa and Riker. In the top of the 4th. What was once a 5-0 lead for Vanguard down to 5-4. Miser hit by a pitch. Came around to score his first time up. Slider outside for a ball from Tanner Fallon, who came on to replace Hayden Sandman in the 2nd. Now worked 1 1/3. No hits, just 1 base runner on a walk. Ground ball to short. Salazar's throw is high and gets by. Wait and see, Mike. Maybe give me the official clarification on whether this goes down as a hit or an error. It's gonna be close. Nice job by Salazar with the pick, and I think you gotta believe that's gonna go down as an error. A throw on the money was going to get Miser. And if you're Ottawa, boy, that one hurts a little because you put a man on, still nobody out, and now you go to work against this top of the order. Thanks, Mike. Aversa, Riker, then Buxton, then Johnson. And it is It's a gauntlet, no question. And Fallon will have to go through it now with the leadoff man aboard. Outside for ball one to Aversa. He's 2 for 2 in the game, now 6 for 13 in the series. 4 runs batted in. Again, just in the series. That's pretty good production at the top of the order, but I think it also, Mike, speaks to the job at the bottom of the order. He's obviously coming up with some guys on base. There goes the runner. The hit and run on. Ground ball to second. Tinsley will underhand to first as Miser moves into second.
3, Landon Riker.
So they get the runner over. On the ground ball by Aversa. That brings up Riker. He's 1 for 2, a double today. He's now 4 for 8 in the series. With, if my memory is right, Mike, the lone home run in the series.
Yep.
I believe it was Riker's got the only one so far.
2-run bomb in
It
the
was a
first
no-doubter.
yesterday versus Quattrochi.
Yeah, he launched it. 1 ball and no strikes. And that was a big play because remember, it was that was after Vanguard had dropped game 1. Bit of a surprise, so feel a little pressure. Don't want to lose 2 in a row at your home field after this kind of regular season that they've had. But Riker gets him going right away, and then they carried that momentum as the breaking ball is in for a strike for Fallon to an 8-0 win in game 2. One and one. Fallon ready, kicks and deals. Tries the breaking ball again, 2 balls and a strike. Well, he's got first base open, but it's hard to believe that he's particularly interested in putting Riker on with Buxton and Johnson waiting. But, you know, as we're talking about in this conversation, Riker's got the ability to do all the damage himself right here. So you have to be careful. Sky high right field. Celaya is there. Miser gonna tag and make it to third.
Now coming to the plate is number 8, Aki Buxton.
2 down. And here comes Aki Buxton. And you gotta believe, if you're a Vanguard fan, that Aki Buxton is due. He's 2 for 10 in the series. Overall. And he was 4 for 16 in the last series, the 4-game series against Westmont of the regular season.
Capper.
Swung on and driven to left center. Back to the wall. It's off the wall. This will bring in the run as Buxton slides into second with a double.
Now coming with the bat for Vanguard, number 7, Joe.
I gotta tell you, Mike, Buxton crushed that ball. I'm not exactly sure how it didn't get out, but didn't quite get under it enough, I think, to get it out of here, but it short hops the wall. And indeed, Aki Buxton, the bat is coming to life. He's got 2 hits in the game now, and the RBI double makes it 6-4. Another 2-out hit. That'll bring up Johnson. Swing and a miss. No balls and a strike on Joe Johnson, who's 0 for 1. Walked and struck out in 2 trips. He's now 2 for 9 in the series. Fallon ready, high kick, here it comes. At the knees, quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson played every game this season. All-time leader in home runs at Vanguard. Does it with the glove as well. Talking to Rob Pegg, talks about what a complete player he is. Really helps the team in all phases of the game. Back and out of play. Looking to pick up Buxton at second. As there's Joe Johnson, and now we're ready. Fallon with the 0-2. Breaking ball. Fly ball left field, and Crockett right there to retire the side, but another 2-out hit. This one an RBI double from Buxton. And Vanguard back out to a 6-4 lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th from Dean Harvey Field.
Kobe Tinsley.
It'll be Tinsley and then the top of the order, Crockett and Celaya here at the bottom of the 4th. For Ottawa University, Arizona, they trail it 6-4. Tinsley, a base hit his first time up, and Tinsley brings a great glove. Incredibly athletic second baseman in our talk with Tim Montez, but he's been battling a shoulder injury as he lifts it to center, and in fact, he was really a game-time decision for this entire series. But he's been able to go. Give him a lot of credit getting out there. And he's managed to contribute as well. He flies out here for out number 1. That'll bring up Crockett. 1 pitch, 1 out for Molnar. Crockett 1 for 2 in the game. Now 3 for 11 in the series. Molnar ready, first pitch. Just outside for a ball. Crockett squares to bunt. Takes that one for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Watch the replay here and you can see that heavy fastball from Molnar. A lot of drop action. It's going to be hard to imagine that between the heaviness of Molnar's fastball and the wind blowing in, pretty strong. Now you never know, and I do have an amazing ability to jinx things, Mike, but it's kind of hard to believe that it's going to be able to get one out on Molnar out of here today.
Yeah.
That ought to do it.
With the way your jinx goes, the wind is going to completely reverse now.
It could happen right here. First pitch after. Outside for a ball. 3 balls, had to strike. This put me in mind. I wanted to look up on Molnar's numbers just how many home runs he had allowed on the season. In 28 2/3. And let's see here. My stats are very small print. And the eyes aren't what they used to be. Big swing and a miss. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Crockett, let's take a quick look as Crockett steps out. And now we'll dig back in from the left side for this payoff pitch.
Okay, count full.
Cold strike 3. And Crockett knew it. More good movement on this pitch, and watch that one just work down. A little bit inside, but over, no question, for out number 2. Great job by Garrett Molnar. Well, he's got the first 2, and for the pitchers today on both sides, that's been the easy part, it would seem. Let's see if he can get the 3rd out, which seems the toughest one to come by. Down low for a ball to Celaya, who's 0 for 2 in the game. He's now 1 for 9 in the series. Celaya swings. Grounds to third. Ortiz up with it across to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Garrett Molnar and the Vanguard Lions. We head to the 5th, 6-4. Vanguard on top, GSAC Conference Championship, Game 3. Slightly confusing for those who might just be joining us. Again, a reminder is the first pitch in for a strike to Ortiz. A coin flip before the game to determine which team would be the home team and which team would act as the visitor between the two teams here today, and won by Ottawa University, Arizona. So they are in fact the home team at Vanguard University's home field.
Got 1-1 here, Story.
0-2 on, what's that?
1-1.
Thank you. 1-1 the count on Ortiz. 0 for 2 today. Lined into left, and from his knees, it's Crockett who is able to make the catch. So Ortiz now 0 for 3. And watch Crockett. Good jump and goes down after that one. One down. And Matt Land will be the batter. He's popped out and struck out in 2 trips. Fallon, who took over late in the second, as Land skips away from that one for ball 1. Just to finish the point on Fallon, he's now worked 2 2/3, and this is starting to be similar to the effort 1. He's limited the Lions to just 1 run since coming on. The score now 6-4. Fastball tailing outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Land. Talked about Matt Land already getting some interest in his pursuit, I should say in continuing his career, potentially, but also going back to before he came to Vanguard, there was an initial offer from Oregon State, and Matt Land initially went there, but some injury trouble there and didn't get as much opportunity as he'd like, so he made the transfer after a JUCO season back to Vanguard. A bit of a circuitous route, but he has certainly found a home here at Vanguard University, and he has been outstanding. 3 balls and no strikes. Now the count. Just outside a ball. So Land walks on 4 pitches.
Number 1, Grady Connor.
That'll bring up Grady Connor. 0 for 1, struck out and been hit by a pitch. He's now 2 for 10 in the series. Land with a lead at first. Fallon ready. Lays this one down up the third base line. It's Fallon who will go to first. Good stretch from Hagan. As Connor moves the runner to second with two down.
For the Lions, number 25, Isaiah Lee.
Well, I'm a little surprised to see the bunt, though, the degree to which Connor might have been trying to bunt for a hit there. Certainly is up in the air. We don't know that for sure. It looked like Thomas was pretty far back at third, but a good play by Fallon. But they move the runner to second with two down. First pitch swung on, popped up on the infield, and it's Tinsley who will take it to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. Halfway through game three, Vanguard with a 6-4 lead here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Bottom of the fifth, Salazar, Thomas, and Hollins due up for OUAZ. And Mike, just to finish the point on Molnar, 32 1/3 innings pitched on the season so far, 1 home run allowed. So I feel as though the numbers back it up. We'll see if we can if we get number 2 here today. Now that I managed to say something, Salazar is 0 for 2. Low for ball 2. And Adrian Salazar now 2 for 8 in the series. Finishing up his senior year. Bouncing ball through the box. That'll get through for a base hit.
Now comes to bat, number 9.
So Salazar has now hit safely in all 3 games in the series. The leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring up Tristan Thomas. Thomas 0 for 2, grounded to short and struck out. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it away. At stake here, at least for Ottawa University of Arizona, a spot in the NAIA baseball tournament. The first round regionals get underway May 17th. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe that's the starting date.
I believe you're correct.
1 ball and 1 strike on Thomas. And again, for Ottawa, winners of the Eastern Division, roped back up the middle for a base hit for Thomas. Back-to-back singles to start the 5th.
Ottawa, number 25, Jordan Holland.
And this one hit hard. First hit of the day for Thomas. But Ottawa University of Arizona, they need the win here. They need the automatic berth for the conference championship. Meanwhile, for Vanguard, they came into action this week, number 9 in the NAIA. And so, regardless of result here today, they figure to be playing somewhere in the regionals. Nonetheless, hard to imagine that you want to go into tournament action having dropped your last series at home and having failed to win the conference championship, and you have to imagine that was one of the goals for the season for a talented Vanguard team who ended with a record of 35-13 in the regular season, now 36-14 overall. So there can be little question that both teams want this one. That'll bring up Holland, still perfect on the day. Single and a walk in 2 trips. The base hit back in the second inning was the first of the series for Jordan Hollins. And he had a terrific at-bat his last time up. A battle with Molnar that he won, eventually earning the walk. And after a couple of singles would follow, came around to score. And at that time, he made the score 5-4. Since then, Vanguard has added a run back to take you to where we are now at 6-4. 1-0 on Hollins. Molnar ready. There go the runners. Hollins lays this one down, and Ortiz's only play is going to be to first. That is terrific execution on the sacrifice. Great job by Jordan Hollins. And now with 1 out, the potential tying runs are on and in scoring position for Ottawa University of Arizona. That'll bring up Tarver, who's 1 for 2. A single his last time up, and he's now 3 for 7 in the series with a couple of runs batted in, and he's got a chance to add a couple of more RBIs and perhaps the most significant RBIs of the entire series if he could deliver a base hit here. Slider low for a ball. Good job by Miser to keep it in front. Nathan Tarver finishing up his very first season at the college level. The true freshman had an outstanding first campaign. Had a good cut, but he fouls it out of play. I don't know if we have the replay on that one, Mike, but that's a pitch that I'll bet you Tarver would like to have back. That was out over the plate, and he had a good cut on it.
I don't, sorry.
That's all right. We'll just assume I was right. Swing and fouls it out of play.
I have that one.
Oh, no. No, that's the most recent pitch. Thought we were going to get clarification on it. I didn't want that.
Doesn't mean you're not wrong.
1-2 on Tarver with Dion Reese waiting on deck. Molnar ready. Here's the pitch. Cold strike 3. That is great location from Garrett Molnar. This is right on the outside corner, and just a little tailing action on that one. And to get back to the point that you made, Mike, about Miser and Reese. Excuse me. But that was a great job framing it up by Miser. Might have made the difference. 2 down. And Dion Reese will be the batter. Still perfect on the day. Singled and been hit by a pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike for Molnar. So Reese trying to pick up the runners at second and third with 2 down. Now Molnar will step off. And again, for Molnar, this is just his third start on the mound as he comes out of the bullpen for the most part this season. And he is trying to take the Lions into the later innings with the lead at the very least, and so far he's done it. It's 6-4 as OUAZ bats in the bottom of the fifth. In the dirt, Miser stays busy. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dion Reese. Dion Reese catching nearly every game this season. And talking to Tim Montez, talked about how athletic he is, and he'd have to be. Wouldn't he to take that kind of punishment all season long, handling the catching duties day after day for Ottawa. Ground ball to first. Johnson gonna take it himself. Vanguard out of the inning. OUAZ threatens but comes up empty. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We're through 5 complete in the Golden State Athletic Conference Baseball Championship Game 3 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Lions able to get out of the jam and carry a 6-4 lead into the 6th. And a reminder to everybody watching that there will be a copy of this game, I should say, available on our YouTube channel. SoCal College Sports 1 is the channel on YouTube. It'll be posted shortly after the conclusion of this game, and it will stay there, as we like to say, just about as long as YouTube is there. So definitely come by, have a look at the game again. If there's any parts of it that you'd like to see, you can always find it on our channel, SoCal College Sports 1 on YouTube.
Probably going to be up there for a while.
Thank you for joining us today. 1-1 on Miser. Go ahead, Mike.
Probably going to be up there for a while.
Right? I would think so. Ground ball to short to his right. It's Salazar. Good throw across to get Miser for out number 1.
Now up to bat, number 33.
Well, for the most part today, another dynamic of the game that we haven't talked about as much is there was some fielding trouble yesterday, particularly in Game 1, where the two teams combined for 6 errors. But the defense has picked up as the series has gone on, and today I recall there was 1 error, a throwing error for Ottawa, but for the most part the glove work has been outstanding for both teams. First pitch over for a strike to Aversa. He's 2 for 3 in the game. A run scored, a couple of runs batted in for Travis Aversa. Lined into left on the run. It's Crockett, and he's got it. Well, this starts with a good jump for Jared Crockett out in left. As Aversa tries to go the other way, and he's positioned well, and he gets the good jump, and he needed all of it. So Aversa robbed of a base hit, 2 down, base is empty, and Landon Riker will be the batter. First pitch, a ball to Riker. Goes after the 1-0 pitch into left field for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Riker. Vanguard will try to get something going here in the top of the 6th.
Number 8, Aki
Second hit on the day.
Turn yourself up, Joe.
For Riker. Did that bring it up a little bit, Mike?
Keep going.
All right, I can't. Oh, okay, I got it. How about that?
That's great.
So Riker aboard, that'll bring up Buxton, who's 2 for 3. Starting to get it going. After a quiet day yesterday, the first pitch, a ball. And this is not a guy that you really want to start having him see the ball well against you. For Fallon, situation fraught with some peril. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes last time up. Buxton ripped one to left center for a double. That was off of Fallon. And there you get a look at Jared Crockett, and perhaps on cue, a Gold Glove winner in the Golden State Athletic Conference. And I think we just got a little sense of why. A little bit earlier in the inning. 2 balls and a strike on Buxton. He leads the team in home runs with 13. Joe Johnson would be next if Buxton can keep it going. Fallon ready, kicks and delivers. Took a little something off, and Buxton a wave and a miss. Count evened up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Long stint for Tanner Fallon. He's gone 4 innings in relief of Hayden Sandman, who got the start. 2-2 pitch. Tried the breaking ball. Buxton lays off. Full count now.
Mentioned the play made by Crockett out in left. As we see it here.
Just earlier this inning. Yep. Outside for a ball. And now the play by Crockett in the field looms just a little bit larger. Think about how if more power here in the form of Joe Johnson. Fallon misses low and inside for a ball. On the season, Fallon with 16 appearances coming in to the series and a little under 48 innings of work. So it's probably not a stretch that's terribly out of character for him to go 4 innings or more. But you wonder if fatigue could possibly start to be a factor. It's 2-0 quickly on Johnson. Did go 2 1/3 innings yesterday. did Tanner Fallon. 2-0 pitch. Way inside. Well, you're not going to get much of a respite in the lineup. It's Omar Ortiz on deck. Ortiz, another player in this Vanguard lineup that is having an outstanding season at the plate. 3-0 pitch. Inside again. He walked him on 4 pitches.
Now stepping to the plate,
That'll load him up.
Omar Ortiz.
And you wonder what Tim Montez might be thinking in this situation. Can't tell, Mike, if from where you are, if you can see if there's any movement in the Ottawa University of Arizona bullpen, but
try and get that for you.
loaded for Ortiz, who's 0 for 3 on the day. 4 for 11 in the series. Breaking ball well inside for a ball, and at this point, even as good a hitter as Omar Ortiz is, you have to wonder if you're Vanguard, if you don't want to wait and see if Fallon can throw a strike before he offered another pitch. See how Ortiz wants to work, and indeed there is some activity in the bullpen. In for a strike. So 1-1 on Ortiz. Talked about the numbers for Ortiz entering the series. 344, 11 home runs, 47 runs batted in. So this, one of the big run producers all season long for Vanguard. He's got a huge opportunity here with 2 down and the bases loaded. Lined into left center. This one's going to get to the wall and over the wall for a ground rule double. That's a breaking ball up in the zone, and Omar Ortiz is not likely to miss it. Let's take a look at the replay here. And for Fallon, he tries the curveball. Put this up right about belt high, and Ortiz was sitting on it. And he smokes this ball to left center. And I think Ottawa catches a little bit of a break there with the low fence here at Dean Harvey Field. You see a lot of ground rule doubles here at Vanguard, and that very likely keeps a run off the board for Vanguard. They make it 8-4 on the 2-run double by Ortiz, who now has 50 runs batted in on the season. Pitching change here from Vanguard. It's the GSAC Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Now pitching for Ottawa, number 14.
Travis Bailey becomes the 3rd pitcher of the game for Ottawa University of Arizona. As Fallon goes 4 innings, gives way with 2 on and 2 out to Bailey. Matt Land will be the batter for Vanguard.
Going to bat, pitch hitter number 23, Tommy Rodriguez.
Tommy Rodriguez is going to pinch hit here.
So it'll be Rodriguez pinch hitting for Matt Lang. We'll see what happens here at second base.
We go lefty righty here.
Isaiah Lee tends to play second base, and he's in the lineup as a designated hitter. So Rodriguez, who got the start in Game 2 yesterday as the designated hitter, will come up with 2 on and 2 out. Bailey, the left-hander, misses outside for a ball. So 1-0 on Rodriguez. 1 for 5 yesterday in the Game 2 win.
Hit him.
Inside, and that got him. So Rodriguez board.
Number 1, Grady Connor.
And that'll bring up Connor. Connor in the game. 0 for 1. He struck out, been hit by a pitch, had a successful sacrifice. His last time up. And he's got a chance to really break things open.
Chad Sutton going to pinch
Another
hit.
pinch hitter? Yeah, what was it?
Chad Sutton.
Who was it pinch? Sutton.
Chad Sutton.
Thank you. So Chad Sutton now will pinch hit for Grady Connor. We'll try to keep you updated on changes in the field in the bottom of the inning. Foul back by Sutton. So it's Sutton who's got an opportunity to really break things open with the bases loaded and 2 down, and the lead at 8-4. Sutton came in to the series batting .270, 4 home runs, 29 runs batted in, off speed in for a strike, and now it's no balls and 2 strikes. Quickly on Sutton. Bailey from the belt. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball. It's a good job by Sutton. Laying off that pitch. Way outside. 2-2 on Sutton. Isaiah Lee would be next. Chad Sutton can keep it alive here in the top of the 6th. Lions with 2 in and trying to add to it. 2-2 pitch just outside. So Sutton, who was down, no balls and 2 strikes, has worked it all the way back to a full count. Payoff pitch from Bailey. Swung on and missed. Sutton down on strikes. And down he goes to add insult to injury. But he's up and okay. And Ottawa University of Arizona able to get out of the inning, but the Lions add 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 3 left on base heading to the bottom of the 6th from Vanguard University. Lions with the 8-4 lead here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Final play of the 3rd quarter. Blitz coming, but Tari is swallowed up. Meanwhile, Smith lost the handle. Palella for 3. It's good! Gusto now will rise up from the 5-meter line and score!
There you go. Big ball and it's up. He does. Shot is up. And
No!
Baker hits! But it's not
No!
Stop! Kenny Moore! Wow!
21, and now it's McCauley who can finish it out. And he gets the ace.
Wilson, here comes the rush.
Wilson on the reception, another touchdown for Tariq Wilson.
That's centered up. Great read by Unke. Outside Cruz. Tools it.
Looking for Larod down the near side, who's got it inside the 5. And that's victory number 48 without a loss. And
OTC, your champion in 2019.
to it. The end of a tough year, San Diego David once again, the Hawks soaring over all they survey.
We have a new champ. It's Fullerton College and the Hornets here in 2019.
On the mound for the Lions.
New pitcher Anthony Castillo.
Takes over for Garrett Molnar. He'll work to Hagan, Tinsley, and then the top of the order, Jared Crockett. Here in the bottom of the 6th, it's back to a 4-run lead at 8-4. For Vanguard, trying to close out Game 3 and bring home the Golden State Athletic Conference Championship here in 2021. Pitch from Castillo over for a strike, 1-1.
And Luke Arias behind the plate as well.
Did they change at second base as well? Castillo makes his 14th appearance. An ERA of 4.58. Line drive in for a base hit. Hagan with his second hit of the day. And Ottawa in business here to start the bottom of the 6th. Sorry, Mike. So we have Arias behind the plate. Don't know if there was a change potentially at second or third base.
Looks like Land's at second. Excuse me.
Not sure how that would be. Didn't they pinch hit for Land?
Could be wrong. Should I get that for you as soon as possible?
Okay. Kobe Tinsley will be the batter. Hagan away from first. First pitch swung on and fouled away. No balls and a strike on Tinsley. 1 for 2. Mentioned quickly his last time up, Tinsley battling a nagging shoulder injury, but nagging enough to keep him out of the lineup on some days as well. There is some concern about whether the shoulder up to the throw, even from second base. He's done a good job at the plate, but you know it's got to be a pretty serious shoulder injury if the throw from second is still a concern. So he shows a lot of toughness being in the lineup. Fouls it away, no balls and 2 strikes. And in our conversation with Tim Montez, having Kobe in the lineup was really key. Really solidifies the infield with his good glove work.
That's confirmed. Land is at second.
At the bottom of the order. Oh-2 pitch. Lifted into right, but Connor moving in.
That's a for the plate, number 1, Jared Crockett.
So Tinsley retired. 1 down. That'll bring up Crockett. Crockett's 1 for 3. A single back in the 2nd inning. Run batted in the game. Runner not going anywhere. Fly ball center field. Riker on the move, but he's got it. 2 down.
Next up for Ottawa, number 27, Elijah Salaya.
Hagan retreats back to first. That'll bring up Salaya. I started to give the numbers on Castillo when we were discussing possible changes. Try to get back that for you. Salaya stands in. First pitch in for a strike. Breaking ball outside for a ball, 1-1. Castillo makes his 14th appearance, a record of 2-1. ERA 4.56 in 25 2/3 innings. High and inside, 2-1 now on Salaya. Salaya 0 for 3 in the game. At the knees for a called strike, now 2-2. And Salaya with just 1 hit in the series, he's looking to break through. This is a bat that Ottawa University very much needs. Outside for a ball, and see a lot of that, Mike, in this series. A lot of fairly demonstrative behavior from pitchers from both teams. I think really trying to sway the umpire, and a lot of that walk off when they think they've hit their spot. And perhaps not surprisingly, the umpire is not really going for it. But still, I think it's interesting as we watch the 3 games. Outside for a ball. Celaya works a 2-out walk.
Number 2, Adrian Salazar.
That'll put 2 on, and we'll bring up Adrian Salazar. Salazar is 1 for 3. A base hit his last time up.
Shocker, another 2-out rally.
Talked about Salazar's place in the burgeoning record book at Ottawa University of Arizona. It's the baseball program in its 4th season. But it should be noted that with all the great hitting that Salazar has done, when Tim Montez talked about him, the first thing he mentioned was what a great glove. He's got it short and a strong arm. And there can be little doubt as to why he's definitely considered as a true D1 talent. He's another player who contributes in all phases of the game. 0-1 pitch. Curveball lined into left, but it will hold up as Buxton able to move over and take it to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. Through 6 complete, Vanguard with an 8-4 lead over OUAZ on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
On the mound for Ottawa, number 6, Jeffrey Gare. And stepping to the plate for the Lions, number 20.
New pitcher Jeff Gare takes over for Bailey to start the 7th inning. First pitch in for a strike, and Mike, can you help me out here? Who's at the plate?
One moment. I believe that's Isaiah Lee.
That would make sense. Okay, yeah. Lee at the plate. 1-1 the count. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Gare ready. Fastball at the knees for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Line foul. 1-2 on Lee, who came into action today, batting over 400 on the season. Gare, the 4th pitcher
for Ottawa University of Arizona. They trail it 8-4. In the dirt, they're going to appeal down. Let's watch the replay here.
He held up.
Looked like he held up. I think I would agree with that. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lee. Able to fight that one off.
Battles.
Foul it away. That was a good location from Gare, up and in. We'll see if he's setting up Lee for something away here on the 2-2 pitch. Back to the breaking ball, fouled away again. Vanguard has led throughout. Salazar over to first. One down here in
catcher number 10, Luke Arias.
The top of the 7th. If you look at the replay here, and Salazar able to get Lee by a step. And this is Arias batting for Miser, is that right, Mike?
I believe so.
First pitch in for a strike.
That's affirmative.
Just wide of third. No balls and 2 strikes on Arias. Luke Arias came in batting .282. 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in. 0 for 2 in the series so far. And again, he pulls this one foul. Remains 0-2. For Gare, who takes over on the mound. Came into action this week with a record of 0-1, an ERA of 6.94 and 11 2/3 innings. Second appearance of the championship series. This one again fouled off by Arias. Popped up. In back of second. And it's Salazar.
Now stepping over to the plate for the
Out
Lions,
number 2.
Number 33, Travis Aversa.
And back to the top of the order with Travis Aversa, who's 2 for 4. A couple of singles in the game. Robbed of a potential 3rd hit his last time up. And a good catch by Jared Crockett out in left field. We'll try to get something going with 2 down. First pitch low for a ball. Aversa with 6 hits so far in the 3-game series. Salazar again. Over to first to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Gare and the Spirit here in the 7th. We head to the bottom of the 7th with Vanguard leading 8-4. GSAC Baseball Championship Game 3 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Heading to the bottom of the 7th. Thomas set to lead things off against Castillo in the first pitch of ball. Thomas 1 for 3 in the game. A base hit his last time up. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Castillo, who took over for Molnar in the 6th, works into his 2nd inning. Vanguard trying to bring home the championship here in 2021. This is the 3rd and deciding game of the series. 2 balls and a strike. They lead at 8-4. But this Ottawa University of Arizona team will not go away. Showed a lot of grit and determination in getting that Game 1 win where they were down and came back for the 6-5 win. And they have been trailing throughout here in Game 3 as Vanguard has put another 8 runs on the board. But they're running out of time. Down to their final 9 outs. Fly ball, right field, long run, and 1 down. Apologies, not exactly sure. We're a little confused here, but Grady Connor was pinch hit for. We're trying to determine exactly who is in right field. Don't exactly know, but 1 down. That'll bring up Hollins. A single, a walk, and a sacrifice in 3 trips. Castillo ready, first pitch high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, we got a good look at the image. We just can't get a number. Is that number 1, Mike, I think? I've got the big screen at home. I should really have the answer. I'm closest.
It's Grady Connor.
1 ball and 1 strike. And, yeah, number 1 is Grady Connor. So it's interesting. I believe we saw Matt Land pinch hit for as well, and it looks like Matt Land is still at second base. So I think we're going to go with that for now. It looks like Matt Land's still at second base and Grady Connor's still out in right field with Castillo on the mound and a 1-2 count on Jordan Hollins. Thanks for that, Mike. Appreciate it. Foul back and out of play. Castillo up and ready. He's got one he likes. Here's the pitch. Good cut from Hollins, fouled it straight back. Hollins went hitless yesterday in a couple of starts, going 0 for 6. But he seems a little more dialed in today with a hit and a walk. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hollins on the season with 15 strikeouts and 114 at bats. So pretty good command of the strike zone. Let's see what he does here. 2-2. Popped up. Connor moving in. He'll call off Johnson and take it. So that's a good job by Grady Connor. Taking charge on that play. That could have presented problems. Hollins retired, 2 down. Base is empty. And Nathan Tarver coming to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Singled back in the 3rd. And for Ottawa trailing by 4 runs, they need some base runners. But Castillo has done a good job through 1 2/3 of shutting down this Spirit lineup. Tarver with 3 hits in the series now, 3 for 8. Started 2 of the games, did have a pinch hit appearance in Game 2 in the 8-0 loss. Jammed him, shallow center, Riker closing, can't get there. Connor backing it up, Tarver digging hard, he'll make it to second with a 2-out double. Well, this looked like a pretty good pitch from Castillo. Let's watch the location. Up in the zone, and Tarver Able to muscle that one out to shallow center, and Riker went for the spectacular catch, and a good job by Connor backing it up. But Tarver, digging hard out of the box, made it to second with a double anyway. And that'll bring up Reese, who swings and fouls away the first offering from Castillo. No balls and a strike on Dion Reese, who's 1 for 2. He also singled back in the third. Well, every run today for Ottawa University has come with 2 outs. So this wouldn't be a great departure from things if Reese could come up with a 2-out hit. No balls and a strike. Griffin Hagan due up next. Inside, and it gets away from Arias. Tarver will move up 90 feet. So a ball and a strike. And now any old kind of a hit will do it. And we'll bring Ottawa a little bit closer. They trail at 8-4. And the pace for Castillo has definitely slowed somewhat. He's ready, tries the fastball. It's low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Now on Reese. Reese with a couple of hits in the series and 6 at-bats. Good cut, and he fouls it away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Dion Reese, just a sophomore, and of course he gains another season of eligibility off of the incomplete season from a year ago, so he'll go down as a COVID freshman. Fouls it away. Castillo from the stretch. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Go down to finish it off. And Castillo able to get Reese on strikes to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on base. Heading to the 8th, Vanguard with an 8-4 lead over OUAZ in the GSAC Championship Game 3 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Riker will lead things off in the top of the 8th as Jeff Gare will begin his second inning of work. First pitch at the knees for a strike. Riker has been a spark plug at the top of the order again, along with Aversa, who's got 2 hits. Riker's got 2 hits. He's 2 for 4. So the two are a combined 4 for 9 at the top of the order, and not surprisingly, Vanguard's got 8 runs on the board. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gare ready. Kicks and delivers, and at the knees again. 1 and 2.
Jeffrey, I had a chance in between innings to ask Michael Matosian, one of the sports information directors here at Vanguard, about the 2-out hitting for both teams. And every time we see that there's 2 outs, it almost feels like there is a hit to be had, or at least a little mini rally. And sure enough, Vanguard right now batting .462 as a team with 2 outs. .250 on the day, but .462 with 2 outs. So you talk about some timely hitting. But how about OUAZ? They're batting .500 with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty apparent just as you watch the game without the numbers. But yeah, the numbers really back it up. And it's true. I mean, the vast majority of the runs, if not all of them today, have come with 2 outs. It's been a remarkable display of clutch hitting from both teams, really. And Vanguard with the better of it right now as they bat in the 8th, leading at 8-4. Luxon 2 for 3 with a walk in the game. The bat starting to come alive, and that would be a welcome sight for Vanguard, who, again, regardless of the result today, you would expect they are on their way to the tournament. And this is the guy that they will definitely need as he delivers yet another hit.
Now to bat number 7, Joe Johnson.
So a 1-out base runner as Buxton delivers his 3rd hit of the day. And that'll bring up Joe Johnson, who's 0 for 2. He's walked a couple of times. Johnson came in off a great series against Westmont in the season finale, going 5 for 11 in that series with a home run. So he comes in swinging the bat well. Ottawa's done a pretty good job against him so far in this series, as he's 2 for 10 with a couple of walks. But Johnson, along with so many guys in this lineup, just a constant threat. Fly ball left field, and it's Crockett who will take it for out number 2.
Vanguard, number
2
9,
down.
Omar Ortiz.
And Omar Ortiz coming to the plate. 1 for 4 in the game, but he struck a big blow his last time up with a 2-run double. That pushed what was a 6-4 lead out to 8-4. Certainly some welcome cushion for Vanguard as they try to close this one out against an Ottawa lineup that is more than pesky. Deep drive, right field, at the track. A leap by Salai, and he's got it. Wow. Let's watch this one again. And again, it's a relatively low fence. So you've got a chance on it, as that one would have. So take the home run on board. What a play to finish the 8th. Vanguard potentially robbed of a couple of more runs on a great play out and right by Celaya. Gold glove, no doubt. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th, 8-4 Vanguard.
Now pitch to the Lions, number 12, Matthew Lester.
Left-hander Matt Lester on for Vanguard, making his 15th appearance.
For Ottawa, number
A
36.
record of 1-0 in the ERA of 4.50 in 14 innings of work, and he'll come on to replace Castillo, who goes 2 scoreless innings for Vanguard. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, and the Lions 6 outs away now from the championship here in the Golden State Athletic Conference in 2021. Griffin Hagan with a couple of hits on the day stands in. First pitch over for a strike for Lester. It'll be Hagan, Tinsley, and Crockett. For OUAZ. Pulled the string. Hagan out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. Let's watch here, and that looked like just like a good straight change from Lester. So he's out in front of Hagan, no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right side, diving stop, and Land can't quite corral it completely. Will retrieve it, get it back in, and Hagan will be aboard, and gotta believe that's gonna go down as a base hit.
Hit.
I think if Land can come up with that absolutely cleanly, he's got a real shot to probably get Hagan, but that is no easy play. And Hagan ends up at first. So the leadoff man aboard. And that'll bring up Tinsley, who's 1 for 3. Had a base hit back in the second. Down low for ball 1. Kobe Tinsley now 2 for 6 overall in the series. As Lester misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Tinsley handles the bat very well, but Hagan wouldn't seem a huge threat to go. And I don't expect that we'll see a bunt here. Well, now he squares, but takes it low. 3 balls and no strikes. Ortiz at third, still well inside the grass. Now he'll move back. He's about even with the bag, but obviously you still have to be very concerned about Tinsley's ability to bunt his way on for a hit. And he'll square, and that's high for a ball. So Lester, right out of the gate, in some trouble.
Number 1, Jared Crockett.
A base hit and a walk, and it's 2 on, nobody out in the top of the order. Coming up for Ottawa University of Arizona as Crockett, to be followed by Celaya and Salazar. And indeed, that'll bring a quick visit from Luke Arias and the coaches as Rob Pegg will come out. Now they'll make it a full-on conference. And it's going to be a short outing for Lester. So 2 batters, and Vanguard going to make a move to the pen. We'll come back and tell you about the new pitcher. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 8-4 Vanguard on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Hey. What? Right-hander Jared Greer takes over on the mound for Vanguard, and Greer making his 13th appearance, a record of 1-1, an ERA of 1.93 in 14 innings of work. He also has 2 saves on the season, so Greer will come in another save situation and try to potentially close this one out as OUAZ bats in the bottom of the 8th with 2 on and nobody out, and Jared Crockett at the plate. Greer ready, his first pitch. Crockett looking to lay this one down and bunts it foul. No balls and a strike. Crockett's 1 for 4 in the game, 3 for 13 in the series. Crockett himself another good bunter. And again, certainly the Spirit looking to put at least one more base runner on to potentially bring the tying run to the plate. Oh, and for just a moment, they had Hagan. Well, it looks like a pinch runner. Do you want to update on that? Yeah, it's Daniel Partita who is pinch running at second, and he was absolutely leaning the wrong way, completely wrong-footed. And OUAZ catches a break there that I don't think Greer could get the throw out quite fast enough. If not, they had him.
I think the throw, the timing was there, just the location of the throw from Greer. Versa.
Yeah.
Unable to put the tag down in time, but you're exactly right.
You could see on the
Partita.
replay, there was no question that Partita got caught absolutely leaning the wrong way, and it's a break to get back. So no balls and 2 strikes as Crockett fails again to get a bunt down. So we'll see how he elects to work here with an 0-2 count. Greer ready. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball, land on the big hop. His only play is to first. Both runners will advance as Crockett is retired.
Now at the plate, number 27,
So
Elijah
one down.
Solea.
Runners at second and third, and you're Ottawa University of Arizona. If you could get the couple runs in here, it at least pulls you within a couple as you look ahead to the 9th. But again, they are running out of time, trailing at 8-4 as they bat here in the bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up Solea, fresh off the terrific play to end the top of the inning, taking a potential home run away from Ortiz. First pitch swung on, ground ball to short. Aversa is going to go to third, where they will get the runner on the play. Partita does come home to score. So it's a good heady play by Aversa. As actually really his best play was to go to third. It was going to be a close play at first. He had no chance to get the runner at home. This is just a good heady play. The play in front of him goes to third. Ortiz able to put the tag on. So 2 down, and it's now 8-5 as Solea is able to get one of the runs in on the ground out.
Out of play.
Popped up, foul territory, out of play, no balls and a strike on Salazar. For just a second there, Mike, I wasn't exactly sure what Aversa was doing, but how could I have ever had any doubt about the play that he would make? That quickly dissipated. You can trust Travis Aversa at short. Good curveball in for a strike, no balls and 2 strikes.
Brother Chip played at APU, Azusa Pacific. Shout out to Tony Barbone, former coach at Azusa. And his dad.
Again, he jams him. Salazar just able to fight it off, I should say. No balls and 2 strikes.
Joe Aversa played
One
here
in.
at Vanguard.
Yeah, it's often quite a family affair at a lot of these schools I know in our coverage. See brothers and going to the same school, sometimes separated by years, and fathers and sons, and it all seems to weave into a web, doesn't it? 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Salazar.
And Joe, currently a scout for the Blue Jays.
1 for 4 on the day is Salazar with a base hit back in the 5th.
And hopefully in the near future, a pitching coach for either Owen or Oliver.
Well, you always see an opportunity when it's in front of you, don't you?
Well, they just like throwing
2 balls,
things,
2
so
strikes.
figure we can channel that in some way, shape, or form.
Right? Trade services. 2-2 pitch.
Well hit.
In the air, well hit to left. Back at the wall.
Home run.
And what's the signal? Is it gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't quite tell at the end there, and Salazar able to take one out to left field. It was a good effort by Buxton back at the wall. Let's watch the replay. And I think Buxton comes close to keeping this one in at least. This is right at the wall. Good job by Salazar turning on this one. Buxton just runs out of room, and I think it's off the pole out there, Mike. Yep. It comes back in play, but clears the wall. Salazar with a 2-run bomb, and it's a ball game again, now at 8-7.
Wow.
How about Adrian Salazar? And for Salazar, that's the first home run of the year. And what a time for it. As we are back to a 1-run game after the 2-run homer.
Wow.
Wow is right. So no balls and a strike on Thomas. And a good cut again, and he fouls it away, and now he's down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, it's been a pretty dramatic, I can't quite say back and forth affair because Vanguard has led throughout, but it's gone back and forth between Vanguard having something of a cushion and OUAZ chipping away at that cushion and getting back once again now within 1 run. In on the right side and through for a base hit. So Thomas delivers a 2-out hit. That's his second hit of the game. And now Jordan Hollins comes to the plate, and he represents the potential go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th. As Jared Greer and the Vanguard Lions are trying to close out an incredibly game OUAZ Spirit Club. Breaking ball, Hollins able to hold up. Hollins 1 for 2 with a walk. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Thomas with a short lead at first, but they'll hold him on. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Now it's 1-2. And by the way, in case you're wondering, these are some more hits with 2 outs, including the home run by Salazar. So the 2-out hitting continues. Hollins able to just lay off that pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This looked like a slider from Greer. Take you back to the 3rd inning when Hollins had another great battle at the plate, that against Garrett Molnar. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Vanguard fans want it. They're not going to get it.
And this is reminiscent of that at-bat. Another long at-bat. And Holland's able to lay off some good pitches as well. Curveball high. It's another walk for Holland. The inning continues.
Next up the bat for Ottawa, number 16, Nathan Tarver.
Tarver coming to the plate. He's got a couple of hits, and now a base hit to the outfield could very easily tie this game.
Mound visit. Looks like there's going to be a change.
That'll be it for Greer as they come out.
Well,
high drama here.
Yeah,
the third and deciding game of this best-of-3 series.
Are they trying to buy some time here? Let somebody get warmed, because there has not been an official transfer of the ball here.
Yeah, there's not an immediate move, Mike. I think you're right. Yeah. And certainly Pete Salcedo is giving them a lot more time than we've seen other umpires do. They come back, and now he's going to come out and break it up.
Here comes Tarver.
Yeah, I think there's some good recognition there too that this hasn't been a pervasive problem. It's late in the game, in a game of some definite importance to both teams, and so Pete Salcedo gives them a little more leeway. And I got to tell you, I'm not necessarily really opposed to that. I think that's a good job.
Yeah, 21 pitch runner.
The situation. So we do have a pinch runner
at second,
who carries the potential tying run. Low for a ball. So 1-0 on Tarver.
It's Wilmot at second.
Yeah, Matthew Wilmot, the runner at second. Carrying a very important run. Fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're letting Jared Greer try to finish out this inning. Since he came on, he's gotten a couple of outs, but he also gave up the home run to Salazar and now a single and a walk to Thomas and Holland. And the Spirit within 1 run. Tarver looking to draw him even. Called strike 2, 1-2. And Greer's been able to get to 2 strikes, it would seem, on just about everybody since he's come on. Let's see if he can get Tarver. He has a couple of hits today. He has struck out a couple of times today. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. It's Aversa just in time at second.
I do not know if that was in time.
Yeah, it was very close. We'll have a good look at the replay here as you watch Aversa. And let's see it from, and boy, I'll tell you, we can freeze that, I know, Mike.
Well, okay, hold on. The ball's in the glove here. He's not there yet.
He's not on the bag though.
Not on the bag. That's a good call.
Is that the proverbial tie goes to the runner?
No.
No,
the ball's in the glove. They're on the replay. The ball is in the glove before the foot gets to the bag, or at least that's the view that I had.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. When he gets the foot down, I think Land gets the foot down right about the same time that Hollins gets the foot in. And so what I'm wondering is that maybe a missed call because Hollins really got there at the same time? Now watch here, because the gloves there, you're right, but watch the feet.
Yeah, but the foot's
Let it
not
go
there.
one more.
Foot's not
no,
there.
what I'm saying is, Hollins' foot isn't there either. Hollins' foot isn't there either. When he has the glove, they're not there. Neither one's there yet, but I think they get there at the same time. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my, no, you're
the
right.
Feet get there at the same time.
The feet get
And
there.
I
Oh,
think
wow.
that is definitely, yeah, more than arguable. I think that you can make the case there.
Story,
Here,
that's
Ottawa University of Arizona.
initially
That they missed that call.
I'm just looking at the glove, and the ball's in the glove, but his foot's not on the bag. So, yeah, if the tie goes to the runner, Holland should have been safe. But as it stands, we head to the top of the ninth. Wow. The drama continues here at Dean Harvey.
Land, Connor, and Lee due up in the top of the ninth inning in an 8-7 game, entertaining ball game with a lot on the line, specifically the Golden State Athletic Conference 2021 championship. No balls and a strike on Land, who is 0 for 2, walked his last time up. At the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike as Gare continues into his 3rd inning. And again, I think you have to make the point that somewhat flipping the scouting report, the bullpen for Ottawa University of Arizona has done some yeoman's work. There have been a couple of short starts from the starters, and they have had to come on for long stretches and at least have done a pretty good job of keeping the spirit in the game. Certainly in game 1, and again here today in game 3. 1 down. That'll bring up Connor. Connor is 0 for 1. Also hit by a pitch and had a successful sacrifice. 1 ball and no strikes. Garrett can do. Past a diving Hagan. And into right field for a base hit. Well, while we certainly, and with good reason, make the point about the determination shown by Ottawa University of Arizona in this matchup, and particularly here today once again, but it's worth noting that there's been some resilience and some bounce back for Vanguard every time that OUAZ has pulled close. The Lions have come up and gotten their hacks in and been able to push the lead back out, and that's what they'll try to do again here in the 9th, leading at 8-7. Down low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Isaiah Lee. 0 for 3 at the plate with a walk. Ground ball to short, could be 2. Salazar to second for 1. The relay not in time, and Lee able to leg it out. You go back again to the report that we had that Tinsley is battling a shoulder injury at second base, and that's a tough throw with Connor barreling down to try and break up that double play, and Tinsley able to get it there, but not quite in time. And Lee able to leg it out. And that'll give Luke Arias a chance with 2 down and a runner at first. Low for a ball. Two balls and no strikes.
It's a great job by Reese.
Gare working in his 2nd game of the 3-game series and trying to hold Vanguard right here and give his team a chance in the bottom of the 9th. Arias delivers a base hit up the middle.
Now coming to the plate, number 33.
On the play, Lee holds it second.
2 on, 2 out, and the 2 out hitting continues. And that is a significant hit. It keeps the inning alive, moves the runner into scoring position, and it brings up Aversa, who's 2 for 5. So you're back to the top of the order. And so now for Gare. The job gets a little tougher as both teams just continue to hit the ball with 2 outs. First pitch swung on, driven hard but curling foul. Boy, Aversa, good contact on that one. Watch this one here. And he scalds this one, but just pulls it foul.
Absolutely crushed it. And they're going to have a chat.
Well, the wind continues to blow, but I think it's
it's starting to,
somewhat, or is it still blowing?
It's starting to blow out just a little bit. It's a little swirling, but right now it's blowing out. I think that got pushed. If I had to guess, let's see if we can look at the replay here, because he crushes this ball, and it looked like it was going to be fair, and then
he cleared the wall.
Yeah.
No balls and a strike. And now Reese back behind home plate.
Coach Montez is, I think he's going to bring somebody in.
Well, let's hang here a second and see what the call is with no balls and a strike. And Gare has worked a little over a couple of innings. And now Pete Saucedo's a little quicker on this one, and I think he wants to get things moving. Had the visit from Reese, and that would be a good tactic potentially, Mike, too. If you wanted to give your bullpen a little extra time to work, is have Dion Reese come out there and talk for a minute, then go back, then have Tim Montez come out and talk for a minute. And that's you really get the maximum amount of time there. Maybe that's why Pete Saucedo was out much more quickly in this conference to try and break it up. He did not want a long conference here, and indeed, that'll be it for Gare. So they'll make the move to the bullpen. We'll come back, tell you about the new pitcher here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Anthony Quattrocchi on in relief for the second time in the series. Also started game 2. Come on with 2 on, 2 out to work to Aversa with a no ball and 1 strike count. Quattrocchi, teammates call him Q. Could be the name or just a big James Bond fan.
Probably the name.
I think your call's right on that. So he came on and finished off game 1, inducing a double play as Vanguard was threatening in that one, preserving the 6-5 win. And here he comes on with 2 outs, so he just needs to get Aversa to get out of the inning. Fastball outside, 2 balls and a strike.
And if you're trying to be wary of Aversa, he's been absolutely lethal. And look no further than yesterday in the start of game 2 in the first inning, Aversa with a double.
Yeah, to be followed by the right.
And there's another extra base
hit
hit
this
in
one
the
hard,
making.
deep to right.
Out of here! Oh no, wait a minute. Excuse me. It's a double.
Yeah, it's a ground rule double. That's a big hit for Aversa.
Well, we'll watch it right here. Sorry there, Stoy. The reaction here was...
Number 3, Landon Riker.
The reaction here, everybody went nuts. It seemed like it had gone out of the park.
Yeah, he hit it hard. It was actually shades of the first pitch.
It was.
That he hit hard, that just curled foul. But again, he sat back on that one and he hit it a ton. And that one, I think it's only trajectory. I think they kept it in the park. He hit it hard enough, but it one hops the wall, as anything hit hard will at this field. And watch again. This is a breaking ball up in the zone. And it just one hops the wall. It's good enough to bring home a big insurance run. And it's 9-7. And again, this is a break for OUAZ that it's a ground rule double, because into the corner, and Arias getting a good jump with 2 outs, and you got to believe that he was going to score, potentially. So the score stays at 9-7, and we'll have another pitching change as Quattrocchi comes on to face just the one batter, and now Tim Montez will go back to the bullpen and get a new pitcher as Ottawa's trying to get out of this top of the ninth and give themselves one more chance. It's 9-7 here in the top of the ninth. GSAC Championship Game 3 on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Now pitching for Ottawa, number 13.
So Riker will be the batter. Runners at second and third still for Vanguard as Donovan Snipes will come on. Becomes the third pitcher of the inning, and the first pitch in for a strike. No balls and a strike, and Riker represents considerable danger. 2 for 5 on the day. He's now 5 for 11 in the series. Had a home run in game 2. And right here, you imagine just a good old-fashioned base hit would do it if you're Vanguard. That might bring home a couple of runs, push it back out potentially to 11-7. Right now it's 9-7 as the Lions bat in the top of the ninth. And more 2-out hitting. Arias and Aversa with back-to-back 2-out hits, bringing home a couple of runs. Riker reaches out and fouls that one away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Snipes ready. 1-2 to Riker. Curveball to third and over to first. A good throw from Thomas to get Riker and retire the side. But an insurance run for Vanguard.
As you watch Thomas with the good glove work at third. Vanguard takes a 9-7 lead. We head to the bottom of the ninth. It's the GSAC Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Right-hander Tyler Armenta on for Vanguard, becomes the fifth pitcher of the game, and he will try to close it out as the Lions take a 9-7 lead into the bottom of the ninth. It'll be Reese to be followed by Hagan and Tinsley. The bottom of the order due up. OUAZ, one last chance. They have been battling uphill from the outset. It started with a 5-run second inning for Vanguard. And the Spirit have been trying to fight their way back in. They've gotten back within 1 run a couple of times, but they have never led. And now they come to the plate here in the last of the ninth, trying once again down by 2. Armenta's first pitch, a ball, 1 ball, and no strikes. Armenta spent much of the season in the starting rotation for Vanguard. He gets a rare relief appearance here, and he will try to close out this win. Bring the Lions what would be their 37th win of the season and another Golden State Athletic Conference championship. They are certainly on their way to the NAIA tournament, where they will chase their first ever NAIA World Series championship. 1 ball and 2 strikes. They have made it as far as the series on 2 occasions. Still looking for that elusive first championship in school history. Just gets a piece. Reese is 1 for 3, also been hit by a pitch. For Armenta, it's his first relief appearance of the season. A record of 5-3, an ERA of 4.94, and 58 in the 3rd innings of work. So what a time for your first save opportunity. Called strike 3. That's a great job changing speeds, and he freezes Dion Reese right here, who just can't pull the trigger. 1 down. That's a lot of what Armenta will do in 58 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 73 hits. He's going to go right after these hitters. He's going to be around the plate. Not necessarily going to overpower you with the stuff. But location, changing speed is going to be so key. First pitch in for a strike to Hagan.
Look at the movement.
Balls and a strike. Hagan's had a good day at the plate. 3 hits in the game and 4 at-bats.
Jeff, I know you're remote, but I mean, it looks like he's throwing a wiffle ball out there. Look at the movement.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it from the center field camera that the ball's got some movement. The location has been good. He got the strikeout on Reese. He's way out in front of Hagan. 0-2 pitch. Tried the slider. Missed outside for a ball. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a lot of breaking pitches between the curveball, a change, slider. He's going to show you all four. And a lot of movement on the pitches. 1 and 2 on Hagan. Back to the slider and a swing and a miss. Hagan down on strikes. Vanguard now 1 out away.
What's the whole sequence here?
Second best win total in school history. 36 wins. Only bested in 2016 when they had 40 wins. Looking for 37 right here, and it'll be Kobe Tinsley at the plate. First pitch, just high for a ball. So 2 down.
Wow.
And there was that same drop that we've seen, only Armenta started that one out a little too high. Doesn't get the call. 1-0. Fouled away by Tinsley. Well, the way today has gone, Mike, with 2 down and bases empty, you'd think Vanguard, boy, they're right at the doorstep, and they are, but you can't help but think to yourself from what we've seen today, boy, a walk and a base hit here from a guy, and all of a sudden things can start up again. That's the way it's been for both teams all day long. All after 2 were out. Called strike. 1 and 2. Now on Tinsley. And now the Spirit down to their final strike. Lions looking for the GSAC championship. Outside for a ball. 2 and 2 on Tinsley. Kicks and delivers. On the right side, it's through for a base hit. Connor with a little trouble now. It gets all the way by him, and it's going to go to the wall. Keep an eye on Tinsley. He's around second. They're going to wave him to third, and he'll make it. So that'll go down as a base hit, and then should go down as an error out in right field on Connor. And let's watch again. And here on the replay, it's hard to tell. Land with the diving effort, it gets by, and then this just shoots right past Connor and all the way to the wall. And Tinsley with the play right in front of him, able to take full advantage. He turns on the jets and makes it all the way to third.
Right fielder error, yes.
That run, of course, of far less significance. Tinsley at third. It's the tying run at the plate that would matter the most. First pitch swung on. This is in for a base hit. Again, everything seems to start after 2 are out. It's insane today how these teams continue to deliver 2-out hits. And now it's Crockett who delivers the RBI single. And again, as we were making the point just moments ago, the run that Tinsley brings home, not, of course, of as much significance. It only makes the insurance run in the top of the inning loom that much larger, as now that is the difference in the game at 9-8. Here comes Rob Pegg, and he wants to talk to Tyler Armenta. But once again, 2 outs, nobody on. A base hit with an error, and then another base hit. And here comes OUAZ. Crockett's got good speed at first.
Yeah.
At first.
And I wonder if the conversation between Coach Pegg and Armenta is don't worry about the runner, just worry about the batter.
Well, I think that has to certainly be part of it, though, to the degree that Crockett could potentially steal second and put himself in the scoring position. There is some risk if you just give him second base, but I agree with your point, Michael, that I think you got to have your focus on Celaya here, who is a dangerous bat, and you don't want to become obsessed with the runner and keeping him out of scoring position and then just serve one up to Celaya. And as you made the point,
in the top of the inning. The wind has definitely shifted, and the ball is now carrying. So there's no question that NAIA could take one out of here. Again, tries the outside corner. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Now, this is some kind of game. Moments ago, the Spirit were down to their final strike, but Tinsley came up with a base hit. Crockett with a base hit, and now here's Celaya looking for his first hit today.
Base hit.
This would be a time for it. Into right field, another hit.
Wow.
And the inning continues.
Now coming for that, number 2, Adrian Salazar.
Well, now it's starting to feel like 1986 Game 6. And the story of the Mets being down to their final out, and the story that each hitter that came up and delivered a hit, 4 in a row, got a hit and got to first base and was reputed to say, "I'm not making the last out in this World Series."
And they're going to the pen. Here comes Coach Peg one more
And
time.
that's
That'll
how
do
it
it for
started. So we'll come back, tell you about the new pitcher. You're on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Michael Cashew will become the 6th pitcher of the game for Vanguard as he takes over for Armenta, and Cashew makes his 2nd appearance of the championship series. Came on in Game 1 in the 6-5 loss. 5th-year senior, coming off Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago, and he's already got pretty dynamic stuff. That you only wonder what it might have been like even before the surgery, but he's made the full recovery and come all the way back in the fold for Vanguard. Lots of movement on his pitches, and the book on Cashew. A heavy pitch that moves down, and he can be tough to catch, and that could be significant. Right now the runner's at 1st and 2nd, but if they move up, a pass ball or a wild pitch could certainly be a big play potentially here in this 9th inning. He will face Adrian Salazar. 2 hits on the day, including a home run his last time up. Outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. It was a struggle in the 1 inning that Cashew pitched. In Game 1, he allowed 3 runs. He will come in here to try and finally finish off OUAZ here in this bottom of the 9th inning. A 1-run game. Here is the 1-0. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Fastball about 87, 89 miles an hour, I'm being told.
And that's right about in his range. So that is the report that we got on him. And
He's right about there. See if he can locate one to Salazar. Called strike.
Pretty well located.
Good speed on the base pass with Crockett carrying the potential tying run, and Celaya the potential winning run here in the bottom of the ninth. To the right side. It's going to be a race to the bag, and Vanguard's got it. They are the GSAC champions here in 2021 as Johnson wins the race to the bag, just beating Salazar. Perhaps as good a metaphor for the entire series as anything you could have hoped for at the finish, as Johnson, again, just by the narrowest of margins. And this is, you watch the play here, and Cashew was a little late getting off there, and Johnson is pretty far from the bag. But what a great job hustling to just beat Salazar, who was busting down the line. And Mike, Vanguard wins the series 2-1 with a 9-8 win, but boy, oh boy, did they earn it.
Yes, they did.
I know, Mike, that obviously in our 3-game coverage, there's a lot of people we want to thank, and I want to give you a chance to get in there and talk about some of the people that I know were so helpful in helping you, get everything together. So go ahead, and I want to let you give those thank yous to some people.
Well, we want to hold it here for the ceremony for the trophy presentation, but yes, really, Jeff Melton, our point of contact, has been terrific in setting us up all week, and special thanks to him, his entire staff. I can't say thank you enough, and of course, the coaches, Coach Montez, Coach Pegg, allowing us the opportunity to dive further in and do our research and get better as announcers, and I can't say enough.
Yeah, I wanted to. I'm glad you said that. I wanted to, pass along a personal thanks. Both coaches were good enough to take some time and talk with me and about some of the players. And, of course, that's so important to us in our coverage, and we want to make sure that the spotlight stays absolutely where it should in our coverage on these tremendous young players and tremendous young men. And so really appreciate both coaches taking the time to give us a little insight into the team and some of the players and their paths to the game here.
For the first time in program history, the Vanguard Lions have won the GSAC tournament.
And we'll keep it here.
And so we are going to recognize our playoff roster right now. So, gentlemen, when you hear your name, please visit home plate with GSAC Commissioner Mike Daniels and Vanguard Athletic Director Jeff Bassell. Number 1, Grady Connor. Number 2, Elijah Weeks. Number 3, Landon Riker. Number 4, Matt Land. Number 5, Garrett Molnar. Number 7, Joe Johnson. Number 8, Aki Buxton.
Jeff, I'm going to see if we can get a player. Let's see if we can get Travis Aversa on.
Number 10, Luke Arias.
Jeff, are you there?
Kevin Meisner.
Yep.
All right, stand by.
Number 33, Travis Aversa. Number 34, Austin Castillo. Number 35,
Hey, Coach. Congrats. Hey, can I get Travis on for an interview? Yeah. Is that okay? Yeah. After.
I don't know what happens beyond this.
Jeffrey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, stand by. We're going to try and get Travis Aversa on for an interview. They have some formalities here that they're going to take care of. I think they're going to have a celebration and trophy presentation. And the insurance ground rule double from Travis. Joe probably watching somewhere, probably at home or on assignment. Julie in the stands live. Congratulations to the Lions.